Yeah, so I'm trying to get like internet installed in the new spot. Anyway, so going back. So there was an article I saw that Gavin Newsom is closing some jail in Riverside, but also in New York, they are building like three mega jails or something. Oh gosh. So the issue with the jails and the mega jails is in counties and in basically in rural areas, especially around California, there's a lot. But there's whole cities, like there's the article that I cited, and maybe I'll link it in the description box to this one. But so there's a town, and there are many, and it's not just one, there are many white towns that are comprised of like lower middle class white people who live off of the income generated and the jobs generated from the jail. So like it's like 80% of the community works at the jail. And then all of the people who are in the jail are like black and brown, but mostly black. So they're like, it's basically black and Latino people are in the jail. They're locked up, right? And so that's why there's all those books like The New Jim Crow, because all those people are in prison working for corporations, making money for like $0. So it's modern day slavery. But then the other people are working at the jail. So they're like the uh, guards, they are the cooks, they are the whatever. Their whole job is working at the jail. So when the jail closed, all of those people lost their livelihood. It wasn't just like their career ambitions were to work at this prison. So like they were all having children with an expectation that those kids were also going to work at the jail. So this was such an impactful thing when the jail closed that the entire community came together and filed a lawsuit, and they said this is inhumane or something because all of our livelihoods are lost. They didn't say like, oh, we care about prison reform, we want to like stop crime. They said no, we need to lock more people up so that we can live. And I thought that that was very funny. And to any of you guys who are still here from that and you care about that issue, I told you guys I worked on recidivism for quite a while. There's just so many like three strike laws and juvenile laws that get black and brown kids locked up before they even have an opportunity in America specifically. So that's why those mega jails in New York are going to, I mean, basically a lot of the children, it's basically all, I would say like 70% of the black children and brown children, these like hybrid Latinas who are, mulatto people who are being born in New York specifically, are being born to go to the jail. That's the purpose of their birth, to like occupy the spaces in the jail to provide jobs for other people in that community. And unfortunately, it's racialized because a lot of the rappers and stuff, they keep making songs and music and videos and counterculture that like supports its jail culture. This is what I'm saying. You should not, if you don't birth anyone, there's no one to go to the jail. And this is the issue in California. Nobody is being born. Well, nobody who's going to jail is being born. And now it's affecting the job market. It's affecting the sort of like racial system and there's so many things that are being impacted by the decline in birth rate of a particular population whose sole purpose in the country was to be born, to go to jail, and contribute to the economy by being a slave. Do you see how that works? Like capitalism in America, and really like white supremacy is a cold game. It's like imagine having a child and knowing that they're supposed to go to prison, and that's the point of their birth. This is what I'm saying. I wouldn't do it. It don't take the bait. Like it's not worth it. Like I don't know which movie this is, but I think it was something directed by Michael B. Jordan. But it was Gabrielle Union, which I think might be her best role. So she plays a mother, and she's a mother of a son who goes to jail, and she basically says, "I should have aborted you." And I'm sorry, I'm gonna make a whole clip and a video about that, because like that's true, and nobody wants to say it, but it's true. It's true. The whole movie is about like her perspective of being like, damn, you have caused me so much pain. And I've never seen that story, not on film at least, but it's a real story that, like, especially nobody talks about it because I feel like no one gives a shit about that perspective because everyone's always trying to look for like the golden out or something, you know, like, oh, let's look at the bright side. But sometimes there isn't a bright side. Like, sometimes stories are just bad. Like Ukraine, for instance. Also, did you guys see this? Morocco is donating money to support Ukraine. To any other Africans who are watching this, stay out of Europeans' business. That is not our fight. Like, just, y'all need to let those people have their wars and mind your own African business because that shit is not our problem. And I don't think it is. It is way better to historically have no weight in that game. Like, we want the history book to reflect that we were not present. That is a much better narrative than I participated and then I tried and then I believe even providing moral support is not worthwhile. Like, it doesn't make sense. I don't know. I think that Moroccan people also don't. Some of them are white, so maybe that's a thing. They care about their own people. Because I don't see them providing monetary support for Somalia that's going through a famine. So the hypocrisy, right? Anyway. This is just all of it collectively is very, very interesting. Just like, just fascinating. Maybe that's actually something too that I will try to think about a little bit more. Like, I don't know why people are, and it's not people. Well, it kind of is. Like, maybe I should be louder about my donations to Planned Parenthood. I don't want to be like the pro-abortion and not, it's like pro-Black American abortion group, but maybe I'll make t-shirts or something because I don't know why. I feel like I keep seeing media that's going in the opposite direction and no, like, you gotta like let the Tupac trauma porn narrative die. Like, that was supposed to stop in the 90s. Like, it has to die. Like, we don't need it coming back. We don't need any like recollection of it. Like, let the weird white people listen to the albums and just leave it there. Like, see the 90s and Tupac being murdered. Like, leave it there. Here, leave it right over here. Let's all move to like the video essays with Khadijah era in the future because I cannot take any more of that. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit weird. I thought that article kind of freaked me out in a different way. Like, I never thought I would live to see the day where that was the like talking point. Like, I can't I don't see why anyone gives a shit about the issue. If you're not a Black American, why? Nobody's ever gave a shit before. Why is everyone talking about it now? Maybe this is another thing, and I feel like this is like a joke. Not a joke, but kind of like an afterthought. Like, because what would the country do if there were, just think about it, if there were no more like traumatized, impoverished Black males, what would all the white people talk about? They don't have, there's no other news. If they're not criminalizing Black people on TV, what is there to talk? There is no other news. If racism isn't the topic, what would they talk about? If they can't ghettoize Black women, what is there? There's nothing else. There's no other joke. That was the joke. Like, there's no more to be born, and then it's like, what will we do now? And I don't know. I think maybe is Is that why this is in the media right now? For the life of me, like, I'm still confused. Like, why are we talking about Kiki Palmer getting pregnant as though I mean, she's just like a regular ass girl. What? You dating having a baby? Like, what? I'm seriously confused. I really thought that the retards were on the bandwagon of pushing like interracial children or something. That's what I thought, and I fully support that. I just don't understand why they keep calling them black, which is another reason I feel like we should just separate, because like it doesn't make any sense. They aren't black. Okay,